Imagine you're at a job interview. You've prepared for weeks. Your outfit is sharp, your handshake is firm, and the hiring manager leans forward and says, "Tell me why you're the best person for this role."
In high stakes.
And you open your mouth full of confidence and say, "Well, I seen your company's website, and me and my last boss done a lot of projects like yours."
Oh no. The secondhand embarrassment from that interaction is just palpable.
The hiring manager hasn't said a word, but her eyebrow just went up about half an inch. And here's the thing, listener. Your English was perfectly understandable. She understood every single word you said. But something happened in that moment, something subtle, and she started seeing you differently.
Which brings us to today's deep dive.
Welcome to the Westbrook English Channel. We are so glad you are here with us. I'm Josh.
And I'm Rachel.
And today we are uncovering 5 phrases that secretly make you sound uneducated. Not because they're grammatically wrong for the sake of grammar rules, but because they send a signal. A signal you probably don't mean to send.
Okay, Josh, let's jump right in. What is the first one?
I seen, as in, I seen that movie last weekend, or I seen your email already.
Oh, this one is so common. And from a communication standpoint, it's fascinating because the listener absolutely knows what you mean. There's zero confusion. But what does I seen signal?
It signals that you haven't quite internalized the present perfect or simple past structure that native speakers use instinctively. The correct form, of course, is I saw or I have seen. Saying I seen drops the helping verb, and while it's common in certain regional dialects, in professional or academic settings,
it raises the eyebrow.
Exactly. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting, and this ties directly into our second phrase. Let's actually role play this for the listeners.
Go for it.
Okay, you're a new colleague. I say to you, me and Josh finished the report.
Wait, me and Josh?
Yes. What's wrong with it?
Well, for one thing, you just put yourself first, and you use the object pronoun me as a subject. The correct version is Josh and I finished the report.
Exactly right. And here's why this one matters so much. When you say me and him went to the store, you're making 2 errors at once, pronoun case and word order. Native speakers learn very early that I comes last in a compound subject. So when someone says me and John, or me and him, it immediately sounds, what's the word?
Unpolished. It's like wearing a beautiful suit but forgetting to tuck in your shirt. Most people won't say anything, but they notice.
It's like speaking pure textbook English is like driving a car with no shock absorbers. Every small mistake hits harder than it should.
Okay, so phrase number 3, and this one, listeners, is sneaky, because it's so common in songs, in movies, in casual conversation.
Let me guess, double negatives.
You got it. I ain't got none. I don't know nothing. She didn't say nothing.
And the thing is, in many languages, Spanish, French, Portuguese, the double negative is actually grammatically correct. It intensifies the negative. So, for a lot of English learners, this feels natural.
Which brings us to why it signals uneducated in English specifically. Standard English treats 2 negatives as canceling each other out, like math. -1 times -1 equals +1. So I don't know nothing actually means I know something.
Oh, that is so confusing for learners, because the intended meaning is the complete opposite.
And here's the hard truth, listeners. Double negatives are heavily stigmatized in professional English, even though everyone understands you perfectly well. It's not a logic problem. It's a perception problem.
So instead of I don't know nothing about that, you'd say,
I don't know anything about that. Simple swap. Nothing becomes anything. Nobody becomes anybody.
Game changer.
Okay, quick pause, listeners. Which of these phrases, I seen, me and him, or the double negative have you caught yourself using? Be honest. We all have our habits. Drop it in the comments. We read every single one.
And if this is already helping you, please hit that subscribe button. It actually helps more English learners find these deep dives. Okay, back to it.
Phrase number 4. And Josh, I have to admit, this one drives me a little crazy.
I could care less.
Yes. Think about it literally for a moment, listeners. If you could care less, that means you still care at least a little. But what people actually mean when they say this is, I couldn't care less, meaning my level of caring is already at 0. It cannot go any lower.
So, by saying I could care less, you are accidentally telling someone the opposite of what you mean.
And what does that signal?
It signals a lack of precision with language. It's a phrase many native speakers get wrong too. But in a professional context, using the wrong version can make you seem less careful with your words than you actually are.
The fix is so simple. Just add the nunt. I couldn't care less. Done.
Okay, our final phrase, and this one, listeners, is controversial. What is the big part of this culture?
Irregardless.
I can hear the grammar enthusiasts cringing already.
Look, irregardless is not standard English. It's a blend of irrespective and regardless. Both words mean the same thing, and when you mash them together, you get a word that dictionaries list as non-standard.
And using a non-standard word in a serious conversation, a presentation, an interview, an academic paper, it can undermine your credibility instantly.
The correct word is simply regardless. No er prefix needed.
Here's the thing, listeners. None of these 5 phrases means you are uneducated. That's not what we're saying. What we are saying is that language is full of signals, and some of those signals are ones you don't want to send.
It's like having spinach in your teeth. It doesn't make you a bad person, but you'd want someone to tell you, right?
Exactly. We are so proud of you for showing up today, pushing through the challenges of learning a new language and practicing your English with us.
Before we go, quick recap. 5 phrases to avoid: I seen, I saw, or I have seen. Me and him take his ex over. Any him and I or I have seen. Him and me for objects. Double negatives to swap nothing for anything. And irregardless, just regardless.
Thank you so much for listening, and please don't forget to subscribe to the Westbrook English Channel. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and keep exploring.